I wanted to do, it's kind of gonna be a funnier video. How Bobby would it do if the church had just given him the $4 billion they fucking owe him? This would have been hilarious, by the way, because it just would have been absolutely ridiculous, but totally fucking legal. I think I would need a lawyer, but if you have $4 billion, you have a lawyer. Okay. One, I would have started my own Church of the Anal Eaten Mummy, and it would have been a complete copy and absolute parody of them in everything they did. I mean, LSD, to poisoning people with tetralead and poisoning them with aluminum, to the human trafficking, to the crazy shit with the malignant narcissists. Yeah, I would have opened my own church, and I know I would have did this just because of how I fucking think. I would have opened my own church, and preferably in this situation, I would have 200, 300, maybe 400, 6,000, who knows. However many people were willing to help me for some money, and I have $4 billion, so I'd have enough money to bribe some people, and all they would have to do is swear and do what I told them, and I would probably be the only person that went to prison and then got out later on some bullshit. Okay. This is how I would have done. I would have first set up my own. These faggots have those white vans. It's basically the FBI that isolates you from everybody and cuts you off from the law. I would have that. I would have a copy of the contract I was under, and then I would copy that contract and put other people under that contract. Okay? I'd have my own team of lawyers and assholes that refuse to represent them, and then I would move forward with my human trafficking, where we would literally, unlike these people at the church that do it surreptitiously and sneaky, we would literally just snatch people off the streets in vans and vehicles labeled with the church's mark, and then act like we didn't do it. Regardless of how many times they caught us, like our guys would be wearing masks and shit, you wouldn't be able to tell them apart from anyone, and we would go, it's a part of our religion, it's a part of our religion. Snatching people off the street is a part of our religion. And we would do this shit, obviously, you would have to have 2 proxy churches to get it federally recognized, so I'd have to have the church in Florida, and I'd have to have a shitty church in Georgia, and trust me, people love it in Georgia when you fucking snatch them off the street. I'd go around snatching people off the street and put them into my own the legal definition of human trafficking. You don't actually have to do evil human trafficking where people are being raped or whatever, but I would be human trafficking nonetheless. Under the threat of death, I would have Nietzsche as our philosophy, explaining that every member of my church is sworn to throw out all their values and morals and commit amoral acts against the general public, and we would be a self-policing, our church would believe in self-policing, because that's what this church out based in Utah does. It's self-policing, and then we would start taking over the local police force and just ruining people's lives and being complete fucking dicks about it. And then lie about our religion, lie about everything we do. Everything would be 1984 doublespeak. Okay. And then the money laundering, I already know the name of the group that this church money launders through to get senators and shit elected. I would contact those people and then start money laundering through them. Yeah. Oh, dude, I could totally see myself, ultra rich church guy surrounded by his big fat harem of big fat women, preaching complete bullshit and nonsense, and you know there would be some people that actually ate it up. I mean, outside of the original people I would hire that would be fully aware of what the actual plan here would be. This is all an if story. I don't really do ifs, but this came to me today and it just kind of cracked me up. And we would violate all the same laws they don't violate the law. Things that should have laws against them. And it would be anything from indirectly terrorizing people to passive aggressive to threats to all that stuff. We would do all of it. And then at the end of all of it, I would have one guy in the church that escaped the human trafficking. He would go to court and report us. Yeah, after we violate what all the moral things these people violate, after we did exactly what they did. And then once that church was reported, you'd have the same laws passed federally on a federal level about churches and human trafficking and contracts and how you can't put people in a contract that forces them to have you. Imagine you get a contract and it says on it, I have to represent you and I don't know anything about fucking legal battles. So you're just permanently stuck and you're cut off from the legal system. And if you do anything we don't want you to do, we kill you. Like, it's under the threat of death. And I would prefer everybody would be in on it, because that would just be funny as shit. Because then all my members would be like, we don't speak out against the church. We don't speak out. And it'd be like in court, that wasn't us. And it would just be them lying. And then one guy would just be like, no, they're all fucking lying. Oh, man. Yeah. And then you'd get all the same laws passed, but nobody would actually... Because, once again, these people, their biggest issue with what I did is they got held to account. They got put in prison. And that's not okay to hold us accountable. Nobody does that. You forced your values onto us. We don't have values. You're an asshole. Like, yeah. And obviously, it would probably be me going to prison, but here's how I would get out of prison. It would be, what is it, fucking... it's like something release. I don't remember what it's called. Like conditional release or sympathetic release or some shit. I don't know. Yeah. I would have every church member go into a courtroom for conditional release, like 6,000 people, and then just have them straight up lie about the incredible, altruistic, friendly, amazing things I did. When I was becoming president, things like blowing up the Death Star or rescuing Princess Zelda, they'd be like, no, Bobby was there and he did that. He went to Iraq and he beat up Osama bin Laden. Like, he stopped 9/11. It didn't happen. You guys think it did, but he stopped it. And it would just be ridiculous lies of me, like, helping Bigfoot's wife deliver babies to fucking me being in two places at seemingly the same time, but and somehow I did amazing things at the same time. Like, I helped Fidel Castro get with his revolution. I shut down the De Beers diamond monopoly. Just giving me credit for shit I didn't fucking do, but here's the thing, when you say it under oath in court, it is considered real history. So they just fucking lie. And then I would be released. They'd be like, oh, this guy's so amazing. He got everybody. He was advocating for free healthcare and saving kittens. Like, we heard a story of a boat that hit a whale and it broke the whale's back, and this guy jumped into the water and reset that whale's 6th vertebrae. He piloted a starship against the Republic. He taught Anakin Skywalker people skills so people would like him. Dude, in my brain, I can just think of a million of these things. He went to Nazi Germany and explained to white people, you're not God's chosen because God hates white people because that's why they get skin cancer and prostate cancer, because God hates you. He helped Nelson Mandela with apartheid South Africa. Like, fucking... He brokered a treaty among the Maui people in the Philippines. He helped Musashi fend off 1 million fucking undead zombie ninja warriors in feudal Japan. You just see Japan's history suddenly fucking change. Somehow I'm in Japan. We have reason to believe that Mount Everest was a volcano until Bobby went up there and clogged it. Like, the pyramids were a byproduct of Bob's perfect construction skills and geometrical geometrical superiority. The Bob survived the Titanic. It's just like, he's been through enough. He survived the Titanic. Like, just straight up fucking lie, you know, in court. And they just have to be like, "Are you guys being serious right now?" And then they'd be like, "Well, he's done so much civil good for the world, we have no choice but to let him out of prison." Oh man, I could totally see it. I don't have $4 billion, but yeah. I totally know that's exactly what I would have done if given that money. Just picture the FBI. You're the worst human trafficking ring on the planet. And yet, you guys still had to pass federal laws against churches' human trafficking. Oh, man. You just picture people, like, fucking their kids coming out of kindergarten. We just send in a van and it snatches up their kids and drives off. And they're like, "This is our religion. It's totally legal. You can't. No, you're being anti whatever made up religion." I call it, just call it the Latter Church of Prosperity or some shit. And like I said, I would have, yeah, I could totally see myself doing that. And fucking, like I said, going to prison and being like, "This guy's a fucking maniac." And one of the things in this church is, if you say they target kids and they get kids to sign stuff through fear, they threaten them or whatever, and poisoning people. Obviously, we'd go around poisoning people with heavy metals and shit, fucking up their minds and ruining their lives. Or, dude, I think maybe there would be a handful of people that are good people that would just let us poison them and then be like, "I got poisoned." Like, this church is poisoning people with heavy metals. That should be fucking illegal. Oh, man. If people just did the right thing, you know.